All right guys, hey, today we're talking about forums. It's like one of the greatest assets for you to get information, right? Or is it? We're gonna go over real world use of forums today. Great thing about internet, right, is the ease at which you are able to find information. That's what we love about the internet, right? The problem is it's not that easy to get reliable information. You actually have to do quite a bit of digging. And this really frustrates me when I'm in society and I hear people make these statements that we've heard everyone say, you know, this really came from where people used to do that. And it's like, yeah, I've heard this a million times, but did anyone actually Snopes this? Is it actual fact? You know, there's so many situations where you hear something, and if you actually do a little bit of digging, totally not true. Forums are a hotbed of just not true information. And I don't know, I guess it's just people don't feel fulfilled or smart and they just want to spout some information and have people like and follow and comment as if they know what they're talking about. I know this because I share some of my information on forums, or some of my videos have been shared to forums and the comments are, that's not the way it's done, the manufacturer does this, oh, brake rotors are not weighed for their health anymore because pad transfer, and that is not, none of that is true. But people just put this out there. I'm not telling you my opinion, I'm just telling you what I see every day and what the science behind it is. There's really no debate on this, and yet someone will debate this. What forums are really bad about is there's no way for you to fact check it, and it's too easy for you to take the information as if it's fact and then go with it. One of the machine shops that I use to rebuild motors is unfortunately no longer accepting complete motors from me. I now have to disassemble them and bring them to them in parts. And I asked him about that. I was like, why? I used to drop off the whole motor a week later, got the motor back, everything done, sealed up. I didn't have to worry about it. And he's like, Mike, I can't do it anymore because I don't have any employees. Unfortunately, we are down from 15 to 4 employees because nobody wants to look up in the manuals anymore. They just pull out their phone, what's the torque, everybody says it's this, and breaking bolts and causing problems. I'm a machine shop, I have to be precise. And same thing with your car at home. If you're going to be attempting repairs and stuff, you need the proper information, and it just really isn't on forums. Here's a video, a guy stopped by to look at his brakes. He was like, hey, the forums are saying that this brittle heat cycle failure is not a thing. Just so we're clear, if you take something from room temperature to 800 degrees and back to room temperature 100 times every time you drive the car, it's going to change the structure of the object. It's going to heat harden and become brittle and wear it out. It doesn't matter if you did it to this steel table, to brake pads, to fluids, to anything. This is not a matter of opinion. This is fact. And it's further proven by the fact that when he came in, his pads were done. We replaced the pads. They had plenty of material left, but the thing is they were just too brittle. They're just crumbling and problem gets solved. So he also came in with some other info though. I'll just let you hear what he had to say about brake fluid.
On Corvette they say 150,000 miles or everything years.
Brake fluid?
Yep.
Is this on a forum or is this in the manual?
Somebody quoted the manual.
Oh, that's a joke, bro. Brake fluid is a hygroscopic material. It attracts water, and that's the point of brake fluid, is that it won't boil. But when you get the brakes hot, it attracts moisture. That's why, like, all brake fluid, they're not bottled with oxygen, they're bottled with nitrogen, because the moisture in the air, once it's open to the air, it starts drawing moisture from the air, and it ruins. So Micah, are you saying that forums are garbage and we should never go to forums? Nope. I'm not saying that either. I use forums sometimes. They do have a very good purpose. They have one really, really good purpose. If there is a known fault or a very, very common flaw with one model of car, for instance, the Range Rovers, where they have the fuel flange on top of the gas tank cracking and leaking fuel and smelling like gas, that blew up on the forums. And when that happened, I told my clients, hey, this is going to be a class action lawsuit. Let me do the repair for you and we're going to get you reimbursed. Don't lose the receipt. And now, Range Rover this year, recall 2011 to 2013 Range Rovers and LR3s because of this problem, and my clients are getting reimbursed. Same thing with the C250 and the timing chain rattle that was happening. Very common problem. Rod bearings on BMWs. Anything that is hitting every single model goes to forums. So what's my advice to you? If you have a problem with your car, hit up the forums. And if you see that problem all have the same resolution, comment after comment, yes, we did this fixed it, yes, we did the same thing and it fixed it, then look at that for a problem. But if you say, hey, I gotta check engine light and I smell oil, what is it? You're gonna get a billion different responses, and all of them, hey, might have actually worked for them, but it's too vague. There's not enough information. You're hunting for answers for a very complex system in an area where they know nothing about your situation, and they probably don't even know about their own situation. People don't even remember 5 minutes after I tell them what's wrong with their car, what's wrong with it. Literally, dude, I'm like, hey, you need to replace this. If you don't replace it, it's gonna come back in a week. A week later, it comes back because they didn't replace it. Like, hey man, I thought we just fixed this. I'm like, no, I wrote it down on your invoice. Check that out over there. It says it's gonna come back, and it did. So again, forums, be really careful. It's only good for common problems and pointing you in the right direction, but definitely don't rely on it for anything important.